The Fox 5 I-Team has learned hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on a controversial unfinished recycling center went to the man pushing the project and people connected to him.
Last week, we told you about a citizens group pushing for an outside investigation into spending by Lamar County's landfill authority. Fox 5 I-Team reporter Johnny Edwards tracked where that money went and found some payments that raise ethical questions. Johnny?
That's right, Russ and Courtney. These citizens have a long list of complaints about the management of the project. It's supposed to turn waste into fuel and turn a profit. Among their complaints, they say the man who sold the county on the project has benefited personally.
A county landfill project promoted by this man as potentially earning millions of dollars for tiny Lamar County.
Will there be extra money? Yes, there will be. And should it be shared? Yes. I have said that from day one.
But the question bothering these taxpayers, who's already making extra money off the project?
For lack of better words, he's double dipping. He's getting paid.
This is a golf cart bracket.
For more than a decade, Johnny Poore, the executive director of Lamar County's landfill authority, has been talking up a plan to convert garbage into fuels.
I'm talking about garbage.
He even promoted the technology in a TEDx talk 4 years ago, explaining how a byproduct can be used in plastics.
See this pen? It's not garbage, but it used to be. The same for these materials, and there's plenty of others.
Where's the transparency?
But this year, Poore and the Solid Waste Authority are facing a major backlash. That's because it's been 9 years since he talked the county's Board of Commissioners into backing a $27.5 million loan from the state to make the dream a reality. The county project has faced years of delays, and the county has yet to earn a penny. Here's Poore facing a grilling before the Lamar County Commission in September.
Original contract, completion of construction, November 2017. Then we go to modification 1, completion of construction, May 2018. Then we go to modification 2. Modification 5, November 2022, and modification 7. Completion of construction, December 2023. Why do you want us to continue down this path of demonstrated failure and non-completion?
The backlash all started after a group of taxpayers, frustrated by new landfill rules, began digging into records of the waste-to-fuel project.
They were supposed to generate $2.5 million a year of sellable energy. Now, if we have a business. If I borrowed money from a bank and my prospectus said that I was supposed to be making $2.5 million a year, and it's, 6-7 years later, and I hadn't made a penny.
The group used Georgia's sunshine laws to request records and more records. They attended meeting after meeting. As they dug deeper, they began to see that it wasn't just the delays that bothered them, it was who got paid for some of the work. A South Carolina company paid about $138,000. The Fox 5 I-Team confirmed the company president is Johnny Poore's nephew.
We were very fortunate to get him because they do installation for steel structures. They handle heavy steel structure.
But do you see how that might raise some concerns?
I do. At the time, it was, Johnny, when you can get this done? You know, we got COVID. Nobody will come.
A trucker paid $20,300 to move dirt. The husband of Poore's office manager at the time.
I needed a truck driver, somebody that was experienced, and he came off the road to drive that truck.
And Johnny Poore himself personally paid more than $136,000 for his consulting services on the project, while still drawing his regular salary.
I mean, isn't that double dipping?
Well, if I'm doing 2 jobs.
Elaine Halata filed a complaint with the Georgia Environmental Finance Authority, which is funding the county's $27.5 million loan. The agency responded that the money, quote, gives the appearance of impropriety. But there's been no further action, and the Environmental Finance Authority told Fox 5 that the Lamar County Landfill Authority, quote, is currently in compliance with its loan agreement for the waste-to-fuels project at the Cedar Grove landfill.
This whole unit shakes.
Poore said those extra fees were compensation for overseeing the waste-to-fuels project, and millions of dollars cheaper than what another company quoted for the same work. The Solid Waste Authority board signed off. He's due for another $136,600 when the project is finished.
It's a matter of, if we're going to do this, let's at least be fair. And the board said that's fair.
But to Jessica Sino, an Atlanta attorney specializing in governments, authorities, and internal investigations, the arrangement doesn't pass the smell test.
Any government watchdog would go to town on this thing. It seems the ethics behind this seem questionable, unless he is working like 90-hour weeks and doing 2 jobs at the same time.
We found no internal controls in Lamar County that bar any of this. The authority has no procurement or ethics policy forbidding its executive director from doing business with a nephew or the husband of an employee. Now, the critics are calling for a full audit of the project, and the county commission is expected to vote on that Tuesday. Russ, Courtney?
All right. So, Johnny, do you have any sense of whether the county's going to follow through on the investigation that we heard those concerned citizens ask for?
It's going to be close. It would take 3 votes to do that, and I'm aware of 2 commissioners that are solidly on board with that plan. Now, of course, the attorney for the landfill authority has asserted that the county commission doesn't even have that kind of power, and there's obviously some disagreement there, so they're going to be voting on that anyway, and we'll, of course, be watching closely to see how that turns out.
All right. Yeah, I know you'll keep us posted on that.
Certainly.
All right.
Thank
Johnny,
you.
thanks.
Thanks, John.